Hey everybody! On this episode of Science Through Dimensions, we're going to be talking about the episode Eggheads. If you haven't seen the show, you can check it out. It's available on Peacock, and also if you want it like physical media, it's available on Amazon. Box set, it's pretty cheap. All right, so let's get started with the episode.
What if you could revisit brand new worlds right here from your headphones, where anything is possible? Same shows, different perspectives. We've found the gateway.
Hey everybody, welcome to Sliding Through Dimensions. I'm your host Eric. This is Judy, Xander, and then we have a special guest today, my buddy Matthew from Macabrecast.
Hey, how's it going?
What's up? What's up?
Thanks for having me on the show.
No problem, man. You always have me on yours. It's only fair.
First guest on the show. I feel so privileged.
I know Gabriel wants to get in on this too, so maybe we can do yeah, fuck that guy. Maybe we can I'll see if he does one, and then maybe we can all do a group one.
Oh yeah, that'd be cool.
Or we just pin you guys against each other and see who was the better.
That works too. Whatever you want to do. I'll fight him to the death. I don't care.
So today we're going to be talking about season 1, episode. Was it 6?
6, yeah.
6. Eggheads.
Depending on where you're watching it, because
that's true.
The orders are just like crazy with this show.
I think on Peacock it's episode 7 because they split the pilot into 2 episodes.
Dumb.
Yeah, I don't know why they did that, but that's weird.
Yeah, because it's just it's a streaming platform, so it's not like they had to have like a set limit of like episodes in there. I don't know.
Yeah, it doesn't make any sense. They did that with a lot of different shows when it went to like different countries. They're like, well, we're gonna play this episode first because we think it is better, but then it's out of order. So there's stuff that's happening in the next show that was supposed to be in the last show. It doesn't make any sense.
Yeah.
There's certain, especially like in Prince of Wales.
Yeah.
With the water opening.
Yeah.
And also the fact that typically you would have seen the other episode where like Last Days where they kissed. Quinn and Wade kiss.
Yeah.
And so and then you have that episode where they seem to be kind of at odds with each other. So it's kind of like, well, then what happened with that kiss?
They're like, nobody cares. It's a show about people going to different dimensions.
They're like, no one's in it for the romance.
Yeah.
So did you watch the show or like when it first came out in the 90s?
I actively watched the show when it was airing originally because there wasn't too many shows like this on TV. I'm trying to remember when. I mean, this is after X-Files started, right?
I think X-Files was around already.
Okay, my childhood's a blur. It's just like a big gray zone of no memory. So, like, I remember X-Files and this show, and it was, I used to gravitate towards any show that had like a sci-fi or sort of supernatural element, anything like that. I was all about it. So, I actively watched this when it was airing, and it was pretty popular from what I remember. I remember people talking about it a lot.
Yeah, it was like a prime time slot they had too.
Yeah, I mean, obviously it was popular because it had so many seasons.
Yeah.
Before we start, though, my studio is so fucking hot. I just want to say how hot it is. I wish someone could slide me to an earth where I'm not sweating from my man tits.
Right now.
I got sweat like dripping under my shirt. I'm trying to act all cool and confident, but it's not happening.
All right, so on this episode, it's an interesting one. So I got the plot summary here. So it says in a world where intelligence takes precedence over athletics, Quinn replaces his double, who is hiding and competes as captain of the team sport named Mindgame, which implements rugby style activity with answering high caliber questions. Quinn discovers that his double was targeted by thugs who want him to throw the game to satisfy his gambling debts.
Yeah, so a few months ago when I started rewatching the show, I didn't really like this episode, but when I watched it again today, it wasn't too bad. I actually sort of liked it. There's a lot of stuff going on.
Yeah.
I think the game's fun that they play. And
Oh,
it's
the mind
pretty
game?
cool. Yeah, like I found it very
The
interesting.
game makes no sense whatsoever.
Oh yeah, no, definitely.
Yeah, like the whole square like capturing system. I don't know.
Yeah.
It's weird. I'm sure it makes sense to
I'm
somebody.
not familiar with either one of the games because they had said it was kind of like
Othello.
Oh yeah,
And-
Othello or Go.
oh yeah, or
Those are the two
I'm not
options.
familiar with
Yeah, I
those
don't know.
rules, nor am I
Yeah.
familiar with rugby rules, so I was just lost the whole. Wade picked it up pretty quickly though.
Oh, that's true.
After like watching it.
Anything with John Rice Davies in it, I always think back because on Frank Welker and Rare we have an ongoing joke about John Rice Davies having diarrhea on the set of Raiders of the Lost Ark. So we do competing impressions of him going, "I shit on a rock." Anytime I see his face,
that's right.
Mr. Mallory, I sprayed the rocks. It just goes on. And we've been doing it for like 2 years now. Anytime he gets brought up, we're talking about his diarrhea.
I wonder, was this would have been after Indiana Jones or before?
Yeah, after.
Oh,
I
way
think.
after, yeah.
Yeah, way.
Yeah. Oh.
Yeah, he was pretty young when he played Sala.
Oh.
Yeah,
Yeah.
he's like a lot like trimmer too in those.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
The
I
entire
don't know why I always
crew,
remember him the same kind of size, I guess.
apparently the entire crew on Raiders got devastating diarrhea when they were in like Morocco.
Oh,
And
no.
shooting that scene where the guy has the sword and Indiana Jones just like, oh, fucking, and he shoots him.
Yeah.
So during that scene, he wasn't supposed to shoot the guy. He was supposed to fight him, but he was so sick from like having diarrhea all day and like fainting that he just took out his gun and like shot it.
He's like, that's good enough.
Yeah,
It kind of works for his character, though.
absolutely. Yeah.
Yeah.
So you normally run down like what happens in the episode. So
Mhm.
I'll let you get at it. Sorry.
No, it's good. So this episode opens up. They slide into. They do like a big like open panning shot of like San Francisco.
And it looks normal. It looks like this is just normal San Francisco,
Yeah.
which it kind of is,
Yeah,
right? There's
more or
nothing
less.
too
for the most
crazy.
part.
There's nothing too crazy in this world. So they show up. They're like it's like you see the sign says library
Oh, hours.
hours
yeah,
extended.
Yeah, yeah.
Do you notice that Wade lands on the professor again?
She was always
Does he?
landing on
Oh yeah, I think he
Yeah.
does.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. I'm like, this poor guy is like, somebody's always lagging on him on these slides.
Landing on the oldest guy who probably like get hurt the
know.
worst if it happens.
They
You know
do
what I would-
also come in like almost like if they're on a slide too. Like
Yeah.
everybody's just like, but
I wonder how
down.
they shot that. Like behind the scenes, they must have had like a slide or something, like an actual slide.
I don't know. There's some
Something.
sort of like
I
maybe
always
like
feel
it
like
bounced off like a
it's-
trampoline or something and just
Maybe.
kind of
and going.
I
I
don't
know.
know.
I always feel like it's just stunt dudes like jumping,
Yeah.
and then
Really
like
high.
that's just how they landed.
It always bothered me that more people didn't notice them coming through wormholes, like walking
Yeah.
around.
I do wonder in those worlds where they see them slide out at the end, what is the conversation that they have? Like,
Yeah.
Oh, holy shit! Did you see that?
yeah, I think you're just like, like what happens in that world afterwards? Because like,
Yeah.
that's a
Then-
crazy thing to say.
Yeah.
I wonder if people just think like, oh, I guess I'm having some sort of like fever dream.
Hallucination. Yeah.
Yeah.
yeah. So then it seems like I guess they're all like, okay, well, we know we're in San Francisco. At least that's what they assume
Yeah.
because Rembrandt's all like it's like, well, at least we're in San Francisco.
Yeah.
And then this little boy just kind of comes up to Quinn, just like asking for his autograph.
Oh yeah. They also see that big billboard too.
Is the Nike one or
Yeah.
Oh,
Yeah.
it's Nike with the double K.
yeah,
Oh,
And then
I wanted to look up why double K.
just for legal reasons. I would assume.
Yeah, it had.
Maybe.
Yeah, they also did
Yeah.
Adidas with 2 D's later on.
Oh,
that's
I
it,
didn't
yeah.
even notice
I didn't even
that.
notice that. And then
Maybe it was just for that.
Adidas.
yeah, and then the Gap looks normal. They just like didn't have to alter that one. Gap. Oh, is the Gap khaki? Is that how they got around
Yeah,
it?
Gap khaki.
Yeah,
And then the guy walks by, the heavy metal guy with the plain Tchaikovsky.
yeah.
Oh.
Yeah, that's when they knew like something was way off.
And then the professor's like, oh, he was surprised that Rembrandt knew who Tchaikovsky was.
Yeah. Oh, you got to appreciate the classics.
He's a man about his craft.
That's true.
Yeah.
So then, yeah, and then just a bunch of people start crowding him, and they notice Quinn first, and then the professor, and they're all like, "Can we have your autograph?" And it's just like a mob of people, and then the little kids asks Wade and Rembrandt's like, "Are you somebody?" They're all like,
Yeah.
I don't know.
So, like, are we?
I
Maybe.
don't know, are we?
And then he's all like, he kind of gives them a look like, "Get out of here."
What do they call him? They call him Maxie instead of
Yeah.
Max Arturo. They just,
yeah.
Yeah.
They say, "Oh, that's Maxie and whatever."
Maxie and Quinn, the sliders.
The sliders, yeah.
That chick.
And I think you do see though that I think Quinn. Oh no, the little kid tells him like, "I want to be in the academic decathlon too." Like,
Yeah.
yeah.
I like the name choice for the kid, Sigmund. That's like,
Oh yes,
Sigmund, yeah.
Oh, really?
Yeah, yeah.
Oh, that's
Yeah.
right. Make it out
Yeah.
to Sigmund. That's right. He was when he was asking for his
It's like
autograph.
Sigmund. What the fuck?
Why don't people name their kid Sigmund?
Because most of it's
you want him to get bullied in school?
Yeah.
It is kind of like an odd name to say too.
It's some little kid obsessed with what penises represent.
Yeah.
I mean, but like most teenage boys are, so
Yeah, that's
I
true.
feel like it's a bit fitting. But Rembrandt says something. He says something about when he was younger. He kind of makes mention to a group he was in when he was young.
It's like little Rembrandt and
Oh, and the Shelleys.
Oh,
Is
the
that what it
Shelleys. Okay.
Oh, yeah.
So I'm like, he's been in this for.
I think he's like a
been
play
in
on like
Game.
Michael Jackson, right? In the Jackson
Yeah.
5.
That's how I felt. But
Yeah.
I'm like,
Cleveland
he's been
Derricks
in
is always so great in these episodes.
Yeah,
He's every scene he's in, he's great.
yeah.
I thought Wade was so mean to him in this episode.
Oh,
though.
yeah.
There were
Oh,
a
yeah,
lot of
big
times
time.
that she was like lashing out to him, and I don't know. I'm wondering if maybe that was like a misorder, that maybe he did something in another world, but
I don't know.
she like
At some
calls him an
point.
idiot. What?
Yeah,
Like,
at some point she says, "Why do you always have stupid ideas?" or something like that.
yeah.
Or stupid questions. Why do you always ask
Stupid
stupid
questions.
questions?
Yeah, that's
but,
what it
like,
was.
So upset. Like I was like, like Rembrandt didn't ask. Like again, he didn't ask for this. He
Yeah.
was like dragged into this like sliding life with you guys. I don't know. Oh, and then I was sad to see that the taxi guy was not.
Oh,
'cause
I
they go
know.
into a taxi to avoid
I thought they were
the
going to show
crowd.
Payville again.
It wasn't the same taxi guy.
Oh,
It
they
was-
didn't
it
show
seemed
him?
like it.
No,
No.
I don't know if they show him anymore after those first couple episodes.
He's
Oh, really?
recurring,
Aw.
and then Will Sasso,
Will
as the
Sasso,
hotel,
yeah,
as the hotel guy. Yeah.
Oh, we see him again later on.
I think, I'm pretty sure he starts popping up again later on. So
But
they,
Professor Arturo is like super into being famous, though.
oh
Oh,
yeah,
yeah.
he loves it.
As soon as he's like, "How can I exploit this situation?"
Yeah.
Immediately, every planet they land on, he's like,
But
"What
it's
can I
like
get for myself?"
He's been like the most famous in a majority of these worlds
Oh,
too.
Yeah.
Like,
He's been king, president,
yeah,
Sheriff.
sheriff.
he's like always.
Oh yeah, general. Yeah, in the Soviet one.
Everything's coming up, Arturo.
I know.
So then they're all like, they kind of realize, oh, we got to get out of here. So they pile into a taxi and just take off. Oh, they decide to go to
Quinn's
the
house.
Quinn's house, since they
Quinn's house, yeah.
figure
Yeah.
that
The sliding machine.
the
there.
sliding machine might be there, and
Yeah.
they go to his house, but it's not the same house from the original opening
Yes.
of the show.
Oh, is it not?
The front exterior is different.
Yeah, I noticed that too.
I
And
don't
there's
know
that strange lady outside, the like manager lady or
who's
the
like
real estate something.
Yeah.
all over Arturo.
She really liked
She
him.
was ready. She was DTF, dude.
Again, like again, she was just.
She's
like,
all, oh, Mr. Arturo.
Madam, please.
He's all, get off of me.
But yeah, she was really like, she did not want to let him go.
Oh, I
No.
know.
That's
She was clawing at him.
crazy. But yeah, they go in there and they find out he's on the Wheaties box.
Oh yeah.
They have all those,
Wheaties
like,
is mentioned a lot. in this.
You-
I wonder if they were a sponsor for this
This
episode.
episode?
Yeah.
Bugs me about that though.
What?
For a world where people appreciate intelligence, Wheaties is spelled wrong.
Oh, really?
Ueeties, and that made me so angry. I wanted to turn it off. I was like, that's a plot hole. God damn it!
You would think though, I mean, because cereal in itself isn't great for you. So you would
Yeah.
have thought that if everybody being so smart in this world or being so into, they would have had better choices, I guess.
Yeah. I mean, what are you gonna do? Corporate sponsors, you need them.
Yeah,
True.
exactly.
So then they kind of like search around. They go down to the basement and no sliding equipment, just all like
It's just like
Quinn's
a
the
shrine
castle
to
on.
Quinn. Yeah.
just trophies
his-
and stuff.
His magazines,
Got
his
ping pong
trophies.
table down there.
Oh yeah,
Yeah,
Oh,
that
yeah.
was a cool ass basement. I'd love to have that basement.
I know, right? Some air hockey, ping pong, foosball.
Yeah,
I had
Mine
a-
was like dirt and spiders.
I had a friend who had like this. It was like a 4 or 5-in-1. It's like pool table, and then
Oh,
you could
nice.
flip it, and it was like air hockey.
Yeah,
How often would you actually play with that though?
I don't
Like
remember.
if
It's
you
just to
had
have it.
that,
it's a status. It's a status thing. Like I could flip this in a second. We'd be playing air hockey if you want.
You
would
see
play.
that? I'm sure they saw the infomercials of it before they bought it. They were just like, "This is,"
I think it was like
or
a.
like Sharper Image. Is
No,
like
it
a
was.
place
I
that
think
they
I
go.
remember seeing it like in Costco and stuff back in the day.
Oh, really?
Yeah, it was like their
How long?
big ticket item.
I probably didn't visit a Costco until like late into my life, though.
Really?
Yeah.
Why not? What's wrong?
I don't-
What's
like
wrong
that-
with you?
I'm like, how long has the one over here been here?
The one in Alhambra?
Yeah.
Oh god, I can't remember.
Oh, my-
As far back as I can remember.
Oh, I don't know. Yeah.
It's been that long
I
time.
I remember the first time I went there, I was like, "Who shops for like 17 gallons of mayonnaise at a time?" I
Right.
understood that when I was like 6 years old. I'm like, "Who's buying all this shit?" But there's people buying it.
Yep.
Do you know what you guys would go for? Like, what your main?
My dad would go there and buy boxes and boxes of corn nuts.
Oh.
Really?
Swear to fucking God, yeah.
For himself?
Just that and lemonade mix, and that's yeah. My dad was very fat. He still is fat, but not as fat as he used to be. But yeah, he like got a membership. He's like, you can buy all the corn nuts in one box.
These, they don't even ask you why you're buying.
Was it
all
like
of
the
them.
multi-flavor box with like all the different
No,
flavors?
it was one. It was like chili picante. That was it, and
That
he
was
would
the
just
best.
sit at his
Picante's
computer,
really famous over there.
eat corn nuts, and do software programming for like 16 hours at a time. Imagine your house smelling corn nuts for like
Just corn
fucking
nuts.
20 years.
You go into the pantry, that's all you see.
It just spills out.
Yeah, I know.
You got anything besides picante?
No, not in this house. God damn it!
It's picante and lemonade for
This
dinner,
is a
boys.
picante house.
But yeah, they assume that's when they decide like, oh, we should just assume our
Yeah.
doppelgangers like identity
to try to find the
Yeah.
sliding equipment.
Yeah.
So then they head to the university, and then they bump into. Did you see the smoking man?
Yeah, dude, that was a great little cameo.
I
Is that
know.
the first time that's the first time he's been shown though, right?
Yeah, it's the first time it's been
Yeah.
shown, but that's like
Okay.
the second X-Files cast member, because in the previous one you get the guy from the those trio the lone gunman.
The lone gunman. Yeah,
Yeah, he's that
Yeah,
crazy guy that's
Smoky Man was played by William B. Davis.
Yeah,
So I'm
he's
trying
great.
to see when this aired compared to because X-Files started in 1993. So and this aired in 95. So he was already known for X-Files when this aired.
Yeah. So I wonder if they got him because since they were on the Fox network together, they could do like a little
Oh,
Like, just
switch.
borrow him and
Yeah.
like
That
cast
and
members.
probably because they
Like
were
old
filming in
Hollywood,
Canada.
oh, were they filming in Canada too?
Well, I know X-Files was. I'm assuming Sliders was too because like you see a lot of like Canadian
Like,
type
no, man, they're set in
cities.
San
That's true.
Francisco.
Yeah,
and
in
they
the
just, like,
early
they have like B-roll of San Francisco, and then they'll cut to like Montreal or like Vancouver, and like this is San Francisco.
Oh.
Can't you tell?
That's true because I had a listener actually reach out on Instagram, and he was saying that he lived in British Columbia and that he lived by Quinn's house.
Oh, nice.
Yeah, so I guess there was a bunch of they used to film a lot down there.
Yeah, there's certain tax credits that Canada gives to film units, so there's a lot of filming done in Canada.
Yeah, I think the first 3 seasons they probably did do it in Canada, and then when they got transferred over to Sci-Fi, they started using the Universal backlot for a lot of stuff.
And my aunt Janine almost bought the house from one of the short lone gunman guy. She almost
Oh.
bought his house
Oh, nice. That would
a
have been
couple
dope.
years back. Yeah, I was like, "Oh, you got to buy it," and then the offer went through. But yeah,
You're like, what did you do? Why did you buy it?
Why'd you betray me?
Felt like my life could have been different by now.
Yeah, I could have
Would've
lived in
got
a
my
lone gunman house.
Crazy.
Um,
Did you, when if you were watching this episode, Xander, did you get the Wheaties references?
Oh no, is it like a popular cereal?
it's known for like putting like athletic
Oh.
like high profile athletic people like on their
okay.
boxes, like
Okay.
You
Olympics.
don't know what Wheaties is?
Yeah, I don't know what Wheaties is.
Oh, I'm so fucking old.
Do they still have Wheaties?
No, yeah, they're still around.
Yeah,
Is
they're
it?
still
Oh,
around.
okay.
Yeah.
I'm
Just like a
we never
brand
bought Wheaties
cereal.
here.
Yeah.
They put like Kendrick Lamar on it now, though.
Really?
I don't know. I'm just fucking.
I wouldn't doubt it. It'd be like it's like in the modern rap snacks.
Yeah. Oh, rap snacks. Yeah.
But oh yeah, okay. So they go to the school, and then
they head to.
you see that? Oh, okay. They head to his.
Well, you
office.
find out that he's the chairman of the
Yeah.
school
University.
of the university. So he's very delighted about that.
Of course, he's
More
like, "Of
power."
course I
He's
know.
like, yes, Mr. Mallory, I think I will live here now.
Which is funny because it's like he's so proud of these moments, right? Like he's always so proud that he's like the head general or the
Yeah.
sheriff or the. But it's like, but you
Huh.
weren't that.
Yeah, it's
You're
not you.
that. Yeah.
Look at all I have accomplished.
Yeah. It's all like
It's
you're-
that he had the possibility he could have done that. Like he could have been that.
I
you
wonder
know?
if she's just like it's all an extension of me.
Yeah.
He's I'm putting all this on my resume.
Yeah.
But you also see that he has like a residency in Vegas.
Oh yeah,
Like, where he
he's
gives
doing
talks,
like
he's got
lectures,
lectures.
Oh,
Yeah.
that's right.
lectures
Yeah.
by
The
Maximilian
garage.
Arturo,
Yeah.
and then so he goes in there, and then he's like they're gonna start going through all the files and stuff, and then he finds a phone bill with his current address and phone number, and they're like, oh well, call it, maybe it's current, and then he calls and some lady picks up, and he's all like, ah! He hangs up the
Just
phone.
hangs up.
He
So
immediately
scared.
He's all, there's
And
a
then-
woman in my house.
at first, because she calls, right? And then you kind of figure out that he's married. And I just
Yeah.
thought like, oh, he must be scared of commitment. Like the fact that he's like so like intently like
Well, like she calls back,
Scared,
and then
yeah.
he gets really
Star
scared. He's like,
69's him.
let's get the fuck out of here. There's a woman calling me.
Yeah, he immediately just jets.
yeah, he's like so scared.
Someone
And
in my
then-
house.
And then I don't know what context this was, but somebody said the B word. Somebody said bitch.
Oh, the
What?
coach.
Oh, there we go. Okay, so
Mallory,
he
coach
goes
you
to the-
son of a bitch.
Yeah.
Oh,
so
that's
now
right.
Mallory. Okay, so he goes, and then and then I was like, were they allowed to say that?
Yeah, I think they could get away with that.
Yeah.
There was a few words that, plus I think at the time that actually aired, like the time of day, they were able to get away with a few more than like middle of the day, but not much more than that.
Oh,
You could say like damn.
because
and
I
bitch.
remember. I do. Do you remember they made like a big deal? What was it like? NYPD Blue or something?
Oh, yeah.
Said the S word.
Yeah.
Shit.
Yeah.
You can just say
You
it.
could say it on here. It's fine.
I remember because I distinctly remember being around at that time and like
Yeah.
hearing like, oh my god, this is like the biggest like thing that like they said this on air. So when they said bitch, I was like, could they have said
Yeah,
that?
I remember my parents watching that, and I heard a cop call someone an asshole. I'm like, how, they can't do that. That's like,
They're cops.
I gotta go to
calling-
my room. I'm scared.
We'll call it a TV station.
Say 3 Hail Marys. So like
And then when they showed Dennis Franz's ass, that like the TV exploded.
but yeah, so he goes, that's how it was. You're right. He goes, oh my god, you're right. He goes to practice.
Yeah, he has to go to practice. And did you notice the coach? Hey, Kitty.
Hi.
Which one's that one?
Oh,
This is Ollie. He's the baby.
Oh, he's big. He's big now.
I had a Siamese
Yeah.
cat when I was younger.
Yeah, they're
So
a pain in the
cute.
ass.
They're so
Siamese are
cute,
so much
though.
different than other cats.
They're cute though.
Yeah, he's cute.
So yeah, the coach, Charles Cyphers
Yeah.
from he's from Halloween.
Oh,
He
is
plays the sheriff.
Oh,
Yeah, the
Sheriff,
guy that
uh,
plays like the coach or the sheriff in every movie in the 90s. He's
I
got
felt-
coach face.
Yeah,
I
he
felt
does.
like when they showed him, he should have been. I sometimes like they'll show people,
Uh-huh.
and I'll be like, oh, I wonder
Oh.
if this was a reveal
Yeah,
of somebody,
yeah.
right?
You're like, should I know who this person is?
Yeah.
Oh, yeah.
It's like, who's this person?
Yeah. So
Who was? Oh yeah, Charles Cyphers. Yeah, I was just looking at the IMDb.
yeah, and so I had to look it up too because I had everything written down and I forgot it on my computer at work.
Didn't he just passed away? Didn't he? Oh
Did
yeah, he died August 4th of this year.
Oh dang.
Yeah,
think-
I remember I saw something on Reddit about it, that he had died.
Oh dang, that's crazy.
Yeah.
He was even in one of the latest Halloween movies too, playing
Yeah.
the same character, Sheriff Brackett.
Oh.
Yeah.
I think it was
It's
Richard.
turning us into monsters. One of the most terrible lines in any Halloween movie I've ever seen.
Oh, is that the one
Which one?
where they
Kills?
yeah.
It's
No?
when the crowd all attacks the insane asylum patient.
Oh, okay, so it's
Oh yeah.
that's
Yeah.
not the one that
Evil
where they're like,
dies
"Evil
tonight."
Yeah.
Yeah. Oh my god.
It is
That was
And the
so
guy
horrible.
jumps out.
The
guy jumps out of the window.
yeah.
And the sheriff goes up to the dead body and looks around at everybody and he goes, "Now he's turning us into monsters." It's like, oh,
Good job there,
really,
Charles.
You're really hand feeding us this plot, aren't you?
But yeah, and then you also get in the show you get introduced to Wilson, and you could tell
Oh, he's upset
He's
that
upset, yeah.
he's back.
like
That
and so I was like, I wonder
Quinn's
if this
back.
is his rival. Like, I wonder if they're always like
Maybe.
It seemed
what-
like he was second string, and then when Mallory was gone, he got the chance to be head star, and now he's back. He's got to go back to where he was.
yeah.
Yeah.
And now he's
Yeah.
like stuck on the bench again.
So then like it cuts to him. He goes to the locker room and he's kind of introduces you like to the whole team. And then he's like, "Oh, this is my locker." And then they kind of tell Wilson, "It looks like you're going back to the bench."
I know they're
Yeah.
so mean to him.
It's a very
And then-
mean episode to everybody.
It is. Everybody's just so like rude to each other.
But then Wilson kind of slinks away and
Makes a
he
phone
looks like
call.
you can tell he's up to something because they
Like
have that
shady, huh?
music in the
Oh,
background.
yeah.
You know,
The shifty music.
the shifty music.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That's true.
Then he makes a call and he's like, "Yeah, guess who didn't listen to you?"
Yeah.
or something like that.
And then the way he's like, "Let me speak to Joey," and I'm like, "Should I know who Joey
Is
is?"
right?
Yeah,
from
like they
another
just say
world?
Joey, and I'm like,
How might I remember Joey?
Everybody knows Joey.
So then then it just cuts to like a music video.
"Oh yeah."
Those guys
Oh
are
my
back.
god, I forgot about the music video. Oh shit.
Which sounds like the beat of it is like a combination of the Goosebumps theme.
Yeah,
and Bill
they had
Nye
that
the
Goosebumps
Science Guy.
little
Like,
beat
it's
in the
those two
background.
beats
Ruh, ruh,
combined.
ruh, 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 ruh.
Yeah.
They're going to
was-
cut to the dog with the glowing eyes.
That was one of the worst music and music videos I've ever heard and seen before.
That was
I was
hilarious.
wondering if it was the same group from the other music video they showed in
I
like the first episode.
think so. The same ones that were doing that comrades one, comrade.
Oh, I forgot about that too.
Yeah, I think it was
Just-
the same
You
group.
just blank out
Blank
all
out,
music
yeah.
videos associated with the show.
It's the
See-
same beat and the same like melody.
Yeah.
We're going to the library.
They just switch out the words.
You better not interrupt me when I'm reading my Keats.
There's also like that part where they talk about shaking their butts.
Oh,
Oh,
yeah.
yeah.
In front of the librarian or something
Yeah.
like that.
The
It's
90s
like-
was not a good time for a lot of rap. That wasn't even popular back then, though. I mean, there was better rap in that time than that's like 80s rap that they were doing.
I know, right?
Yeah.
I wonder who wrote it.
I don't
I
know.
wonder if it was the same
Whoever
person who
wrote
wrote the other one.
Maybe.
Writer's job.
It sounds like when an old white person talks about rap and they try to intimidate it, that's what it sounded like.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, like
Like a very like
I'm like, a
version
white guy
of it.
definitely wrote this up.
But then you end up back in Quinn's house.
Yeah, and he's going over the rules for
and the
for
shot
Mind-
is also
Mind-
him just like deep
with
in
the
that
with the
book,
big ass
too.
book.
But yeah, he's trying to learn the rules of Mindgame.
Sorry, he keeps trying to climb my leg.
No, it's
Aw.
okay. Ours usually likes
Oh,
to
she's
come
like-
over here.
She's
She's
knocked
She's
out.
asleep right now,
Yeah.
like with her head hanging off the couch. Oh,
Yeah,
oh,
I-
okay.
It seems to me like they made the rules to the game confusing. So, like, this is me reading really deep into it. So he's reading
Yeah.
the book, but like when he's describing the game, I think they made it confusing on purpose, so you would feel like an idiot in that place. Like someone watching it, you feel like you would, if you slid there, you would feel dumb like that, you know?
Yeah.
You're
Yeah, I
gonna
get
pause
you.
it right now?
I'm
Hold on
really
one
analyzing it.
All right. Yeah. Okay.
And we're back.
Okay.
And we're back.
I'm like, that laundry room is so hot. It's gross.
Oh, I bet.
Awful. I think though it'd be hard to do a game though, because you see them practicing. You see them doing some sort of like physical,
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
right? Like, so I guess it's like
It's like
It would-
rugby almost.
it would
Yeah.
be hard to how do you put like a brain element to a physical element
Yeah.
too?
It's like a combination of like rugby, flag
And-
football, because they have like the little things they have to hit to like
Oh,
count as like a
it's the tag.
block or
It
something.
took
Yeah,
me a
tag.
while to like
And
realize
Jeopardy.
Oh yeah, and Jeopardy. That's right.
And it had an aspect of Family Feud in there. The first thing was
Oh,
like
the first part.
Yeah,
Oh, when
that's
the
like-
buzzer comes
Oh,
down at the
yeah.
very beginning.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, survey
was-
says.
it was
Top
like
answers on the board.
the 100
Yeah.
scientists polled, and like top answers were
Show me a potato salad.
I'm sorry, but that game looks boring as shit.
I
It
know, right?
does, yeah.
I can't imagine anybody watching that.
There was a bar full of
It's
people
fun. It
though.
looks
Oh,
fun.
I know,
don't
right?
It
Yeah.
seems like an interesting game enough. Like I think I'd be sort of piqued by it.
So-
I did try when they showed the actual game. I tried to answer one. Like I kept reading the questions, and I was like, I don't know any of these answers. And then I tried to answer one, and my answer was so off of what the actual answer was. I was like, forget it. Never mind.
Yeah, I
So-
don't think they put too much thought into the actual game. That was like, we'll make it like football sort of, and then we'll add some questions. But they didn't think it out for real.
yeah.
I'm sure they probably didn't also have like a lot of time. They were just like, we just need something like, and they created. It'd be
Yeah.
sad to find out they were like, we went like through for months talking about
We
this.
planned out a game and all the
Yeah.
rules.
And here I am just being like, meh.
So then it like kind of shows like what the commentators on TV talking about. I guess he's been gone for half the season, sliding. Well, they don't know that he was, but and then
Well, I think that's later on. I feel
yeah.
like we did skip like a bit.
oh no, we're running, and then it cuts to Arturo, and he's back at the university, and goes and asks his receptionist for his files on sliding and everything. They're trying to figure out where everything's at.
Yeah,
Oh,
sliding
yeah.
machine.
And they're like, oh, all your stuff is at home. And he's kind of like, oh, that woman's there.
He's like, I'm not going over there.
But then she's like, oh, there's a young woman there. And he's like, oh.
So- Why didn't you say so?
Yeah. And then as soon as he sees her, like, he immediately goes into flirting with her.
Well, she does it too, kind of playful. She's all like, someone's been a naughty boy.
That's true. You do. I did think like, oh, that's the woman.
I was
And
like,
then
oh my
I was
god.
like, what kind of kink is going on?
I'm like, oh my
just
god,
like-
he's got a prostitute in his office.
Did people find him like? Is he sexy? I don't understand. Do women like?
I mean,
would
I
you
guess in
consider
this
him
world-
Well,
attractive?
He's like so smart. He's
Yeah.
considered attractive. in that
But he's
world.
always considered attractive on every episode. All the women are like pawing at him, except for like a couple.
I wonder if that was like in his contract.
Yeah.
He's
all-
like, I have to get hit on
They have to talk about how sexy I
60%
am.
of the time of the season.
Everyone knows how ridiculously sexy I am.
But yeah, he goes like straight into like flirting with
Yeah.
her.
Yeah.
And then she's like, bam, process server, here are your papers.
Oh, yeah. I'm super good.
And then you're getting divorced.
She was good though.
No, yeah, she was good.
Yeah.
That's a good way to do it. I wonder how many actually do that, like flirt with people and then serve them.
I know. I feel like, well, I mean, I don't know.
I always just think of that scene in Pineapple Express where he
Yeah.
just goes to that
Oh, yeah.
montage of him serving.
You've been
papers.
served.
Yeah.
But it's true. People do like,
Have to like fake something.
yeah,
so
like people do run away from.
Because
Like,
you need to confirm that it's that person, and they have to like get like a verbal confirmation before you give
Yeah.
it to them. So
Yeah.
I guess you come up with some creative ways to do it.
I've never met a process server though. Well, I think like in divorce, sometimes you can get like a family member or like somebody else to like hand the paper over to them.
Yeah.
Uh-huh.
It doesn't have to be that person.
Yeah.
So then from there it cuts to Mindgame, I guess.
Yeah. And that's when you see like the commentators.
Yeah, they're
Ron Pitts and Tom Jackson, right? Those
Which
Is-
I
is
think
that
were
the
their
names?
actual names.
Oh, like in the credits, it shows them as that.
I think so. I think there were. I think I looked. I couldn't find info on. I think Ron Pitts, but Tom Jackson is like a sports commentator from what I was reading on it.
Oh, really?
Oh, really?
Yeah.
Oh, okay.
So and then it starts off like you said, like kind of like Jeopardy. The little buzzer comes down,
Yeah.
and
So
I
they
forget
have
what the
to,
heck
like,
the
whoever has like the top answer
gets control of the ball.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Instead of just like flipping a coin. Flipping a coin was too easy for them.
Yeah.
They need to show how smart they are.
So then the game kind of goes on, and then it cuts to Wade and Rembrandt. They're in the bar watching it with everybody
the
else.
Professor.
Yeah,
He's
the
drowning
professor's there too.
Yeah, he's drowning his sorrows on his new divorce.
And then Wade's like, "What's up with him? Oh, he's just upset because he's getting divorced." And then and then I guess you find out that it was actually someone he knew in their world.
Yeah, like I guess he was so scared because he recognized the voice when he like initially, like that's why he was like
Oh,
freaked
that
out
could
when
be
he
it. Yeah.
called,
Oh,
because he
yeah.
recognized the voice. Like he
Maybe.
Makes sense.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And then
It
when he
makes
gets the
sense.
divorce papers, he says he confirms the name
Oh,
Yeah.
that was on there. So you get like a sad you get like
Backstory.
more of his backstory.
Yeah, more of his
So
backstory.
it was his late wife in his dimension.
Yeah.
That died from an aneurysm.
At the age of
27.
like 27,
Yeah.
right?
Yeah.
Young.
You know, I wish they would have set something up earlier in the season about that. Like maybe he looks at a picture of his wife and then and has a flashback to her funeral, or has like her like
or
something,
like a picture of her like in his
anything.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It's just
But
out of the
you-
blue. It's like, oh yeah, I had a wife and she's dead.
Yeah.
But I mean, I'm guessing from the age he looks, it's been a long while since that happened, right?
Yeah.
Yeah. But it's funny though, because they I don't know, I feel like they set him up in the episode to be kind of like he's flirty, he's very flirty with that. I don't know.
Well,
and then you're like,
you find out that I guess the Arturo in that world is like kind of like he's
yeah.
sleeping with his students.
Yeah.
Yeah,
He's sleeping around.
he's messing around with everybody.
I know,
He's
right?
like,
He's-
again, he's a jerk in this world.
Yeah, he's just like a straight up philanderer everywhere he goes.
I
Yeah.
don't know, man. But yeah, I thought that was like I don't know. I thought that was an interesting backstory to kind of give him for
Yeah.
that episode. Because then you do start to wonder, like, you don't see it much. There's that episode where you see Quinn end up in a world where his dad is still alive.
Yeah,
But
yeah.
there's no story to it, which I feel like there could be something.
Yeah, they just kind of touch at. You just kind of get the idea that he died when he was like younger.
Yeah.
I don't know. They don't say exactly what age he was, but
Yeah,
kinda
it's just a
do that
car
with-
accident, right?
yeah,
Yeah, he was driving to work or whatever.
yeah,
So they kind of do that with Arturo in this episode, where, like, what would you do if you end up on a world where a loved one that you lost is still there?
yeah. And then and then it cuts back to the game, and you see Quinn kind of struggling and trying to figure out the
Oh, yeah.
game, like on the
Yeah.
fly, like
Mhm.
right there on the field.
He seems very just like very bumbly physically, right? Like he can't.
He's not quick enough to like get to anybody at the beginning. He's trying to like, who do I go after? Who do I cover
Yeah.
and stuff?
But
Yeah.
he played football. Like we've
He's like an
already seen
athletic
established,
person.
but I guess he wasn't great at that either, right? 'Cause he knocked
Oh, no,
his
'cause he
head,
hit-
but-
Professor in the head.
Oh, that's right. But so they've established he has some sort of sports,
Some sort of
background.
athletic ability, yeah. And I guess he runs pretty quick because that's how he gets to school. And remember in the first episode, he's like running to class.
Oh yeah, that's true.
So,
yeah.
So then they're trying to.
They're like, they need to get like 1 point, and it kind of breaks down like how exactly he could win the game last second.
And then you find out that Rembrandt
Oh, bet on the game.
Place a bet, and then she's
Yeah.
all like, and that's when Wade's all like, "You place a bet on a game you don't even understand? You're an idiot."
Again, like,
And he bet against Mallory.
Yeah,
he thought he had like an inside, like,
Yeah.
right? Yeah, he thought he had inside info.
He's always the one trying to get money on the planets. He's always like, "Oh, we can do this, and I can make an extra buck or whatever."
yeah.
But like you need it, like it's helped them
Yeah.
out, right?
Yeah.
Yeah, like,
Like
it
when
makes
he's
sense.
singing, he's like singing for change on the sidewalk and all that.
It feels like he's
Oh,
kind of
yeah.
like the practical one in that aspect.
Mhm.
Yeah.
Right. Yeah.
Yeah, so
But Rembrandt lost all the money apparently.
what he was trying to figure out, he's all, how much did they lose by? Because it's like for the win, and then
Oh,
like the
for the
points or
points,
something like
yeah.
It was
that.
like a maybe
Like I don't know what
a
the
spread.
a
Is
spread.
what
I
I've
don't.
heard some people say. I don't know if that makes sense, but
I don't understand gambling like that when it comes to sports.
no. But then they go back to Quinn's home.
Because they win, right?
Yeah,
Bet
they end up
against
winning.
Quinn, and then Quinn wins.
Yeah, and then they go back and he's asking him, "Well, how much did you lose?" And he's all of it. They never give you like a dollar amount. That makes me wonder how much he actually lost.
Yeah.
I know.
I lost all
$35.
$10 we had.
Well, I'm wondering,
Oh,
does he
no.
mean all of it, like all of the cash they had, or all of it, like
his
like
cash?
his world, like his doppelganger's cash?
No, I think it's just like the money they
It's
used,
just the
right?
money they use.
Yeah, it's like the
Yeah.
money they pull together because they're trying to survive.
Yeah.
Oh.
Yeah, so they ain't got no money for the next. So then he's remembers, well, at least it can't get any worse than that. And then they flip the light switch on, and then you get like these mobster
dudes,
guys
yeah.
hanging out
Oh, yeah.
in the bathroom. I mean, not the bathroom, sorry, the kitchen.
Oh, they're
I don't know why they're in the
bathroom,
bathroom. Somebody was.
the Latin quoting mobsters.
they're all-
Oh, I know, right? You can even tell like the mobsters on this world, they're supposed to be like intelligent as well. Or, like,
Oh,
Yeah.
you're
smart.
right. I didn't even think about that, but yeah, you're right.
Yeah.
But then you find out that Quinn's actually a gambling addict in this one.
Oh yeah, and he
It
owes
was
like
like
$1
$1
million
million
in
yeah.
gambling
But
debt.
like, if he's so smart, how is he constantly losing?
Because the house
these
is smarter. That's why.
I don't know.
I guess you don't see what gambling is like on that world. Because I'm sure it's probably it probably is more advanced than gambling like in our world.
Because there'd be too many card counters and everything.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Oh, that's
Probably like
true.
crazier games they play there.
yeah, and they don't
Oh,
even
maybe.
say like what kind of
Gambling
he was doing.
Mhm.
That's true. Oh, I guess that's right. And
So
so I
you-
guess the mobsters want him to throw the game with MIT.
Yeah,
Yeah.
so that then they would erase his gambling debts.
Yeah.
Oh, and then they beat him up too. Like,
Well,
he took a couple hits.
took,
They
like,
punched him
2
twice.
punches,
The
yeah.
main
He ended up
guy,
on the floor.
I'm
If you're
guessing
on
that
the
main
floor,
guy
you're
was
beat
Joey.
up. I'm sorry. I don't care how many hits you can take.
yeah, he punched him, and then the other guy punched him before they left.
Yeah,
Yeah.
Jimmy Fountain is one of the mobsters.
Yeah,
That's like
what,
his character name, Jimmy Fountain.
what if I feel like I've seen him in other stuff before too. Can't,
Yeah, he's a character actor. He's been in a lot. He was in Freddy's Dead, The Final Nightmare, Men in Black 2,
I think he was in City of Angels as well.
City of Angels. Yeah.
Yeah,
Oh,
I know you're a big City of Angels fan. I should have mentioned that right up top.
I would have been like, oh, that's right, City of Angels. I love Nick Cage in that one.
shoot, I was thinking of a completely different
I
movie.
thought
but
you were talking about the sequel to The Crow.
That's what I thought
No.
too. Yeah.
No, this is with Nicholas
Meg
Cage.
Ryan
Meg
and Nicolas Cage.
Where she's
God
an
damn it.
angel, right?
Yeah, and she dies. She gets hit by. She's like
And
this
was-
with
you
her
know
eyes
what? I was
closed.
never
Gets
really
hit by a
into that
car.
movie.
With the hit song by the Goo Goo Dolls.
I was never
was
into
it?
that movie, but as I get older, I'm really into that song.
Oh, really?
The Goo Goo
The
Dolls
Goo Goo
song.
Dolls song?
Yeah, I'm like, that is a great.
That was
song.
all over the radio.
It's a good song. It's for a good reason.
Yeah, like I'm bringing it back.
But yeah, then the professor goes to his home to see his wife.
Yeah, he sees her like out in, I guess like what, either getting to the house. I think.
Yeah,
Yeah.
I think she was just getting there.
It's a pretty nice house too.
There's some good character development in this episode with him. With,
Yeah.
like, talking about his feelings and everything, and about how it affected him and all that.
That's
Yeah.
because up until now, you just kind of see him like in the last episode, right? He was like super mean. He was like super.
He's
grumpy.
always kind of cold, like in
He's
every
always-
episode.
yeah.
For sure. It's just his character.
Yeah,
But-
sort of looks down on everybody.
Mm-hmm. But I guess you kind of learned in this episode why he's like that. I'm sure.
Yeah,
Yeah,
Yeah.
and
So
then you find out.
he has a conversation with her, kind of like, and then you kind of get like little tidbits of like that Arturo is like a
He's
player
like a
and stuff
huge
like that.
manipulator.
Yeah, manipulator and
Sleeping, with
sleeping
the
around.
students.
Mhm.
And then he goes back, ends up back at the house with Wade and Rim, and he kind of tells him the story right there, like about the past relationship that he had with his ex-wife, or not. Well, but I guess that ex-wife, but
Yeah.
like his
Yeah.
previous. Yeah.
With his actual
And then
late wife.
Wade's all like, "Oh, I never knew you were such a romantic."
It is definitely an opposite side to see of him in this
Yeah.
world.
She's like, "Oh, you think you know somebody?"
Yeah.
And then you find out that it seems like they probably his doppelganger, Quinn's doppelganger, probably actually didn't slide.
He just
At
took
all,
off.
yeah.
'Cause I imagine I thought he was trying to sell the house to pay back the debt so that he could come back.
Oh,
But-
maybe.
Yeah, that makes sense.
Yeah.
I guess he was just staying out of there.
Oh, that's true. You know what? What's his name did mention? I completely forgot. Rembrandt does kind of like catch on where he's like, if you have all these endorsements and how are you?
How you broke?
How are you
Yeah.
still broke?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh, that's right. I didn't even catch that.
And then you see Quinn kind of like all packed up. He's got like his bag. I guess he's going to practice, but he's going to tell the coach.
Oh, I thought he was
No,
he's
running
not gonna
away.
play.
He's trying to run away. He's trying to leave, and he doesn't want to talk to the coach. The only reason he talks to the coach is because that buddy of his,
Oh, yeah.
who goes to practice with him, is like, "Hey, you're gonna have to be the one that breaks the news to him because none of us can." So that's why
Yeah.
he decides to go back.
Yeah,
Yeah.
that's right. He does try to go. He says something right, like that he's
Mhm.
leaving.
Oh, that's right.
Yeah,
He
like-
shows up at the
Yeah.
house. He shows
Yeah.
up at the house. Yeah. So then he goes and tells the coach that he can't play. And then what does the coach tell him? He's like,
The coach is kind of like, I guess the coach sees the great that he could be.
yeah.
He's
Yeah.
like,
He tries to give him like a pep talk to get back in the game.
Yeah.
Yeah, so he kind of, and so he gives him all this leeway, but really it's like,
He wants that championship, man.
yeah,
Yeah,
because
he wants that ring.
Yeah, it's because he could never get it when he was a kid. Like that's what the coach says. It's like when he was
Yeah.
younger, he knew he couldn't get it, but
So
with
he's-
Quinn he sees it.
yeah. So he's like, I don't know. I'm like, you're still
Vicariously
yeah,
wants
trying
it
to
through
live
him.
vicariously through him.
Yeah.
So
I think that's what most people do, right? When they train someone to be the great,
When
it's
you
because
can't
because you
teach,
can't be
right?
the
Yeah.
great, you know?
mm.
Yeah.
So then
He transitions over to the game, right?
no
Oh.
the FBI intercept them
that's right.
and they start
Oh,
talking
I
to him.
forgot about the FBI.
Yeah.
Yeah, they show up, these two guys. I forget their names. I think they say their names, but
I think they
two
do.
I
random
don't think it was
dudes.
that important. But then
Oh,
He's
it's,
got FBI Agent 1 and FBI Agent
Yeah,
2 is what
Agent
it
Agent
equates to.
Cannon and Agent O'Malley.
I wonder if that like
Are those supposed to be?
I feel like they might have been like, yeah, names
some
that
sort of
maybe-
names you should know.
Yeah.
But no,
It would have been better if Mulder and Scully showed up.
Oh, that would have been
Oh,
great.
great.
You would have got the Smoking Man and Mulder and Scully.
Dude, oh, shit, it would have been awesome.
It would have been interesting to see the FBI agents that we saw in Summer
Oh,
of
and the
Love.
other- yeah.
Oh, yeah. The-
Yeah.
What is it? I forget. No, but it was like
I
the
wonder when they decide, like,
who they're gonna reuse.
I guess when maybe when it serves for the joke, right? Because that was the guy being the taxi driver in the other world
Mhm.
serves for that like pitch up of the joke of like, you must really love taxis.
That's
Yeah.
the dream.
I wish they would have done that for a lot more episodes and a lot more characters, like repeating the same people but in different ways.
Yeah, because even like their boss, their what's it, Hurley? You see him in a couple episodes, like in different like little like,
Yeah,
alternate versions of himself, but not in every single episode. It's just kind of spread out here and there.
I wish it was more like American Horror Story, you know, where it's like
Oh, where you
all the
see
same
all the
actors,
same
but
all the time.
maybe a
Yeah.
few different ones here and there, but like all the same, but different situations.
Mhm.
Yeah. So then Quinn kind of tells him,
He's a
You
big
find out he's
fish.
gonna, like, rat.
yeah,
Yeah.
he's gonna set up those guys to like so he can take them down. He's like, oh, I'll give you guys like something that'll make your career.
Yeah.
A career starter.
Yeah, come on, guys.
He went like he jumped at that chance too.
Yeah.
Like he had that like idea ready.
I think he
almost.
kind of figured that if he did that, then he could play.
Oh,
And
you
then
mean
he's
the
like,
game
oh, I
with
can
it.
still
like
win.
he could still like help the coach out. Like
Yeah.
Yeah. And then
maybe,
also
yeah.
take out those guys too at the same time.
And then we go back to the professor.
Yeah.
And he meets his ex or the
No,
wife
Oh,
for,
it's right.
for
Yeah.
like lunch.
Coffee.
The soon-to-be ex.
Yeah.
Try to talk it out.
Yeah.
And then you find out he's like a big drinker in this one too.
Oh, yeah.
Orange and vodka. Orange juice and
She's
vodka.
like, you're not drinking your normal orange juice and vodka. He's like, I'm trying to cut back. I should take some.
Other Arturo sounds like a party animal.
I know.
Like,
He's like, I do 2 glasses of screwdrivers and some cocaine.
Yeah, do you want some cocaine with your breakfast like you normally do?
She's like, I got your lines ready for you. What?
Well, certainly.
I wonder why he doesn't.
I'll try and
He
tell
doesn't
him.
try to tell her
Because you can't see. It kind of seems like he's setting himself up in case they do come back. Like if they can control where the slides, so he can set himself up for that life.
maybe
Because it kind of seems like that's what he's trying to do.
like he doesn't want to tell her, but he's still trying to reconcile with her.
Yeah.
Right.
I don't know. It's weird because like you don't really even know if
Well, you
him
almost
and
feel like he's gonna stay.
Quinn are sliders in
Yeah.
that version at all.
That's
Like where
Wade
did
set up earlier.
Arturo disappear to?
It seems like if any world there people are going to understand the situation where he could
It'd
like
be there.
explain what
Yeah.
happened, it would be that world.
Yeah.
Yeah. But I guess they've come to the conclusion like sliding isn't a thing here.
Yeah.
So what's the point?
Yeah.
And Professor's just his doppelganger's on a bender right now with a couple of those couple of his
Mistresses.
classmates. Or, yeah.
But yeah, you can tell she kind of starts to like put down her walls again with him.
Yeah,
Like,
I think she
tell.
can tell that he's like sincere.
Yeah, but she did say he's a manipulator.
Yeah.
So for
He's
her
like-
to fall,
He's like the
Like,
Harvey
so-
Weinstein of this earth.
just like I don't know, but yeah, I don't know. Do you think he should stay?
I don't think so.
No.
No, because there's
He would ruin it. Somebody'd figure out a way to ruin it. Or as soon as he decides to stay, he goes to her house and then she just dies of an aneurysm again.
I know.
No, not again. Come
Oh,
back.
But you know what? That's true though. He already lost her once. Imagine
Yeah.
losing her again. That
Oh,
would be really
yeah.
hard. Yeah.
Yeah. So I don't what does he tell her at the end that
He has to like not.
Oh,
he has to take
deal
care
with
of
some
business. Yeah.
Yeah.
He's like, I got to take care of some business, and then I'll be right back. And
Yeah.
she's like, your usual business.
Yeah, heard this before.
Yeah. And then they go back to
the
the
game.
game again.
Yeah. And then
And
Quinn
people are sweating. People are really like.
Quinn
giving
shows
it their
up and
all.
Wilson's kind of like, the hell you doing here?
Yeah.
Yeah.
He's like, how many times do I have to teach you this lesson?
So then they start playing and you can see Quinn's like he's got the hang of it. He's into it now.
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
Like he wants
Yeah.
to win it.
I enjoy how they film this. Like when they're playing the sport, it's really like I enjoy the shots they use where it's like all these up angle shots of just them playing and like you can hear
There's,
the
like-
small commentary
Yeah.
of the
Yeah.
players themselves.
Yeah.
That's cool.
They also have these like kind of slowed down.
Oh, when
Like-
they start the game.
Yeah.
Oh,
yes,
yeah.
yes, they kind of look like comic booky. I feel.
Yeah.
Like, when you see them. Yeah, I enjoy the detail they put into showing the game. Yeah,
itself, the
Yeah.
broadcast of the game
Mhm.
itself.
it's
I
fun.
felt like they use different cameras because it even looks different.
Oh, definitely. Yeah, for sure. Or
Yeah,
like, I
probably
like
did for a different look.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Or when they do like the mock-ups, like when they're showing how a play went. and they
Oh,
do,
yeah.
the
Yeah.
markers. Yeah. It's fun.
I can't imagine it would be like, oh yeah, they would. Yeah, that's true. How they show like they circle little. Points.
Yeah, it's
At
like in
one point
Wipeout.
it's like, at one point is like they circle his leg, and I'm like,
Look at his
what
leg.
happened there? I don't. That's true. I forgot about
Yeah.
that.
And then so like the shows the game going on, and then it cuts to the professor making like a little Videotape.
Himself
Oh, you know
in
what?
that world.
Yeah.
Before we get to that, so he gets a square, or Quinn does something good,
uh-huh.
and then he goes to high five, and nobody goes to high. Like he does a double high
Does he?
five. He does.
They left
I
him
goes
missed
to-
that.
And they left it the first. The other two, it's like because it's three of them, right?
Uh-huh.
He goes to high five. Nobody high fives him for a moment. Like the first person doesn't high five him, and then he kind of like keeps his hands up for a bit to the second dude, and then the second dude's like, "Oh," and I'm like, "Oh, so sad."
That's pretty sad.
He's like, yeah, come on, guys, I'm gonna win
Nothing
this
worse
game."
than going up for a high five and not being met by
Like,
another
he,
one. Just
I
like
know, like he wants to celebrate, and he's just like, "Come on, guys."
So then, yeah, he gave the professor
If
doing
he's
his little
making
like
that video,
like a
yeah.
video to himself, telling like,
He kind of starts
you know,
glazing
you're
himself.
smarter
I
than
feel.
this.
He does.
I'm like, all right,
Yeah.
man, like chill, okay.
You
Like,
have
he
all
can't
these
let
things,
himself-
but in
yeah,
reality, you're a fool.
Yeah.
He's like, you're so goddamn good looking and
You're
smart.
so intelligent.
So incredibly
So-
sexy.
You're so smart.
Yeah.
You're so funny. You're
Ravaging.
But do you think that's gonna work? Because he finishes the tape and he's kind of like, don't let her like,
Yeah,
don't
Let her
lose
go.
her.
The way he lost hers.
And then he gives the tape to his secretary and he's like, when I come back, show me this tape. Make sure I watch it. But is that gonna?
He's gonna think he was on a bender when he
I know,
recorded
he's
that.
all
So
like,
when
I
the
had
hell
to
did I
do
record
this.
this? I don't
like-
think it's gonna. I don't think it would make a difference to him.
Yeah.
No,
But if
if
he
someone
comes
like
back-
that, it's like habits that are so bad like that. It would only be, it maybe for a short time, but then it would just come back around.
I also feel like he seems like arrogant enough to be like, even to feel that it's absurd that he's lecturing himself.
Yeah,
You know?
yeah,
Yeah. So I'm like, he's not going to listen to your tape. But then he says goodbye to the secretary,
yeah.
and he seems very fond of her.
Yeah, doesn't
Right?
seem like she deserve like earned that part. It was like maybe they cut out something.
Yeah.
It was sort of out of the blue. He's like, I'll miss you so much. It's
It
like,
was-
what?
It
what
was
did you
like
guys
the
do?
Wizard of Oz scene where he's like, "I'm gonna miss you the most." Like, and then he kisses her on the forehead or something.
She's like, oh,
like I was just like, is this a woman he knows on his other? Like, who is?
I'll
this?
miss you the most, whatever your name is.
So, but yeah, that's what I thought that was really weird. I'm like, he seems really attached to the secretary.
Yeah.
And they've only been here for 5 days.
yeah.
That's right.
Well, I don't know. She got it. Maybe she made the coffee the way he likes it.
Maybe.
That's it. That's all it took.
Good old Colombian roast.
Roast.
And then they go back to the game itself.
Yeah.
Yeah, and so it goes back to the game. And then
He's
it
still-
kind of gets down to like the last play, right?
It's like 4 minutes left on the board.
This is
and-
the part I got confused with.
Yeah.
Like he was going to get taken out of the game, and then Wilson was going to go in the game, and then he took him out. I maybe I wasn't paying enough attention, but I sort of lost track here.
Well, because he brings them in. So the coach brings in Wilson,
Uh-huh.
and so before that, Mallory talks to him. He's like, "Well, he's gonna. It's there's a fix going on," and he's like,
Yeah.
"Are you sure?" And he's like, "Yeah." And so he takes Wilson. He benches Wilson again and puts up another person because he's like
Wilson's
trusting
"Damn it."
Quinn's like instinct.
Yeah.
He's like, okay, I'll just put on a different player.
But then why did Quinn? Well, I guess Quinn
Because
knew he had the
he didn't have
slides.
enough time because
Oh,
there's
he
4
knew he had
minutes
the
left on the
slide.
clock.
Oh,
Yeah.
okay,
So he's
okay.
like,
It's in
oh,
2
take me out.
minutes.
Yeah.
Okay.
Oh, okay.
Okay.
'Cause I was like, why did he take himself out then if he knew Wilson was going to throw it? But
Yeah,
no,
he
you're
just didn't
right
have the
because they
time.
were also. You find out that it's been 5 days. Like
Yeah.
I feel like it with that part was kind of rushed, but it was just like
I feel like it's always rushed when they go through the weeks. It's like in Prince of Wales where they just kind of go through time. They do that montage of them just
Yeah.
like
Oh,
breaking shit
when
and,
they're
like,
stealing
destroying-
from the
Yeah.
rich.
Yeah.
yeah, like I didn't realize it had been 5 days. It kind of felt like 3 days, maybe. I don't know.
Yeah.
But then you find out like, oh, the professor's on the roof because they're about to slide.
It's like
Yeah.
2 minutes, 2 minutes
Yeah.
and 30 seconds or
It
something
doesn't
like that.
definitely doesn't feel like it's been 5 days.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Although I guess with everybody being so attached to people, maybe it has been longer.
Yeah.
So then that Quinn kind of gets his jacket. He starts going with
Yeah.
them, and then the mobster guys show up and start chasing him,
Yeah, they see him running away.
which I
Does
think
this,
was
like-
probably part of the plan because they lead him to the roof, right, on purpose. I think they have the
Yeah.
FBI waiting up
Oh
there.
yeah. How did they know that they were gonna be at the game?
I think they counted on Wilson making the call,
Yeah.
saying Quinn's not going to lose this one,
Oh,
so they were going to be ready
that
for
was
him.
Quick, damn.
Yeah,
God damn you, Wilson.
son of a bitch. That's why nobody likes you, Wilson.
That's
I know,
right.
Yeah, that's why the whole team was like, "Super mean him." That's what he gets.
So then they,
Although if he has the mob, like if he's friends with the mob, maybe you shouldn't be so mean to him.
is he friends with the mob, or is he
You
just?
know,
He
he's
just
a rat
knows
for
someone
them.
in the mob.
Yeah, it's,
Yeah.
like, it's opportunistic or something.
Yeah. So they run up to the roof.
Shit, Wilson.
Son of a bitch. And then the mob thinks they got him, and then the FBI pops out. Freeze!
I don't know.
Everybody's pointing
It
guns.
doesn't even look like they were well hidden too. He's just like,
Yeah.
Just show
stop.
up right behind him. Hey, we got you.
He's just behind a pole and you can totally see him.
He's all- but yeah, and then that's true. Yeah, I forgot about that part. But they do
Yeah.
pop out. Yeah.
Yeah, it's a big standoff.
And then the counter goes down, and then the professor shoots the portal going down, which I thought was kind of dangerous.
That's really
Okay,
scary.
yeah.
this is fucking
Can we
scary.
talk about the
Yeah.
ongoing danger
The
of
terrible
where
shots.
they place the
Yeah.
wormholes?
Yeah.
Yeah.
I don't
It's
know
like-
why
They make
why
it
don't
almost
they just do it on their
inconvenient.
feet?
Yeah.
Yeah, they
Like-
could do it right there. And he's like, why don't we jump over the building?
They have to make this like grand exit
Yeah.
like every single
I kept
time.
on thinking, imagine like if Quinn didn't make the portal and he just goes straight drop down and
Yeah.
break
Just
break
like
his
off
legs.
the edge of it. Half of his body
Ah.
goes to the portal, the other half just like falls on the ground like guts.
But yeah, I do. I think it's like my running question where I'm just like, how long is this portal up for? Because
Yeah.
they're also like jumping in very kind of like, okay, now it's your turn.
Yeah.
Rembrandt
Now
doesn't wait.
it's-
Rembrandt's like, fuck it.
Oh
Yeah,
yeah,
he's
he's always
always
he
like,
wants
I
to be
gotta go.
first if he
Yeah.
can.
me
Which is
first, me
scary,
first.
because what if
You get
I don't know, what if
separated.
like what if you get into
What
a bad
happens?
world?
Yeah.
And
Well-
how fast you can come out the other side because you're falling down off a building.
Yeah,
so you come out
right?
the other side, you're gonna get like launched
Just
into the
crazy
air.
momentum when you
Yeah.
come flying out.
I know. I don't understand. Or maybe they didn't want the FBI and the mob to see them jump into this portal, which is why
Oh,
they
that could be
went-
it. That could be it.
Maybe, but I just think that's like, wouldn't
Didn't
you
they
be
do
worried that you'd go in and then come out the same spot and then just go straight down? Like when you
Yeah.
get
Oh,
to
yeah,
the other
'cause you
world.
can't
Break your
control
fucking-
where
Just
the
break your
goes
knees.
on.
Oh!
Like, but
Maybe
yeah,
that's why
they're-
they never do it straight, because then they'll fuck up their legs.
I
Yeah,
pile
exactly.
drive
It's
myself.
like,
but it seems that every time they're sliding though,
Mhm.
It seems straight.
it's always like
Opens up.
horizontally.
I guess.
Yeah.
Like
Yeah.
they're always like lying down in the
Mhm.
portal, right?
Yeah.
But yeah, I don't know. I don't know why they choose. They always have to jump into the portal.
Mhm. I think the most ridiculous one has got to be the one where the planet where they're all sick. They
Oh,
have to-
fever.
Yeah, fever. Just because it's like it's a good amount of distance, and I can't. Is Quinn like holding Wade in his arms? And I
Yeah.
always feel like
Oh, yeah.
worried that like because he's got like that extra weight on him, he's
He
like
misses
yeah,
the
he's gonna
jump,
miss
yeah.
the jump.
Yeah.
Just calculate for it.
I don't know. But then, but yeah, so they all jump in there, and then
Right
Uh,
before Quinn jumps in, he says, "What is that?
The
the
Latin line.
phrase? What is it? I think you wrote it down.
I did, but I
Is it-
did not write
what-
it down. Go.
Oh,
I think
well,
you
what's
know.
it?
Oh,
it
I
better.
don't have it written
Oh.
down.
Oh, you know, it's via.
Via Karina's Anundum.
Yeah.
Oh, is that so long, suckers?
Yeah.
See you suckers or something like
Or
that.
yeah, something like that. Yeah.
Mhm.
Oh yeah. See you. Yeah.
The
You
FBI
suckers.
guy was like, "What is that? What does that mean?"
I also like that it's the FBI and the mobs, and the
I
mob
like
dudes,
the
like,
mob knows, but the FBI
Doesn't
doesn't.
know.
Like,
Yeah.
she's like,
Yeah.
you're intelligent.
but they're
You
also
should
like
know.
all huddled together.
Yeah,
Oh
they-
yeah, I know. They're all like, what
Yeah.
the fuck?
They don't care anymore. They're just like, wow, that was cool.
All right, you guys can go now. We're good.
Yeah.
One person suicide.
You all see that? Wow.
But I was trying to look up if that's what it actually means, and I don't feel
Like the literal translation.
And I was looking at a thing over like a post about that. It doesn't seem like when they do the Karina's part, I guess there's not really a word that
Yeah.
works for it. So you have to like break it down. Like
Yeah,
a
they
lot.
didn't have Google back then, so they didn't care.
Yeah.
Like,
Well,
we
because
just
I
make
feel
it
like
up.
I feel like there's maybe like fool, a dumb person, because I'm like, there's not going to be a Latin word for suckers.
Yeah.
Like
No.
they didn't see, right? Yeah. So I'm
Probably
just like,
fool. Probably fool's
probably like fool or
Yeah.
yeah.
No one's gonna check. They don't care.
Yeah.
Sure, they're
Yeah.
like just say it in there. It's
Like,
fine.
you go around quoting it. Someone who knows Latin's like, "What the fuck are you saying?"
I'm like, look, I know how to count them to 17 in Latin. And let me tell you,
Oh, I know, and
I feel
I
like this
took
needs to
Latin.
be
I didn't
fact-checked.
learn anything in Latin class.
It doesn't matter. It's a dead language.
This is taking a long period.
I know it's coming back. It's coming back.
Yeah.
I'm gonna bring it back. It's fine. But overall, what'd you think of the episode?
Like out of 10,
Out of 10, yeah.
probably like a five or six. It's definitely not one of my favorite ones. I think it's more important now after I watched the second time because it brings up Arturo's dead wife and that kind of thing. I think it's more important to the plot, but as far as fun episodes, I definitely have ones that I'd rather watch.
Yeah.
Mhm. I still feel like Summer of Love is
That
like
one's your favorite one
my
right now?
top so
That's
far.
a good
Yeah.
one. That's
I
a good
really
one.
like that one.
I actually really like this episode. I didn't expect it because I think when I like saw the when you see the image shot of it, I just thought it was a world where sports
Oh,
was like a big thing. Like that's
Yeah.
what
Oh
it
yeah.
was. So when I actually watched it and like learned it was really about like geniuses and like this weird game, I found it like it kind of hooked me. I was like, oh okay,
You're
this
like,
is kinda
I need
cool
to see more of this.
Yeah,
And then
I really
it
like
seemed
the
like that game had been going on for a while.
Oh
because
yeah, it's been
The
going on.
commentator
for-
was like, I remember those days.
Oh, the old
Yeah, back in the
Yeah.
days.
Yeah.
Yeah, it was good. No, yeah, I like that one. I like it too. It's you're right. It's not like one of my favorite ones, but it's still like a good episode.
It's a good character development episode.
Yeah, I think like when I first saw it, I was all like, it's like whatever. But like when you rewatch it later, like now,
Yeah,
you can appreciate it a little bit more.
yeah, for sure.
Yeah. So
Is that why you decided that was the episode that you were just like,
No,
Yeah, like,
Eric was like, "What episode do you want to do?" And then I mentioned an episode, and he's like, "No, we're already doing that." I'm like, "Oh, okay,
No,
I'll
we
do
don't."
Eggheads then."
which one did you say you wanted to do?
I forget. Shoot. Oh, I wanted to do Fever.
Oh, Fever.
Oh,
Oh, that was
yeah.
that was like what our second episode.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, but you guys had already recorded that, and then something had happened, and so we ended up doing this one. But yeah, I'm glad I watched it again. Yeah,
good
I'm
one.
in like the second season right now of my rewatch, almost at the end of it. So, or maybe the third season. I'm at right where it's starting to get really nuts.
Oh, okay. Yeah, where they
Yeah.
kind of get this episodes are getting a little crazy.
Yeah, very crazy.
I'm just doing it per episode.
I was watching
That's a good way to do it.
ahead up until the next one. I watched up to episode 7, Weaker Sex, and then I kind of stopped because like then I'll have to rewatch it again.
Oh.
Exactly.
And then I have to like, so I'm like, oh, I'll just watch it.
You
like,
got to really savor it.
Yeah.
But yeah, we're close to the end already.
Yeah,
which
we're
is
almost to the end of
Is the
the
first
first season.
season what,
It's
like-
only 9 episodes.
Oh, 9 episodes?
Yeah.
Yeah, it's
10 if you're on Peacock.
No.
you guys should try to get one of the actors to be on the show.
I would
Send
love
an
to.
email.
I think I could. I don't know. It'd be great if we could get
Probably not John
somebody.
Rice. You might be able to get Sabrina Lloyd. Might want to
You know
shoot her an
what?
email.
I don't even know if she has like. She don't even have.
She
a
lives like in the
social.
middle of nowhere.
Oh,
Yeah.
I'm like, no, I'm gonna go for Arturo.
She
Pester
can't.
the heck out of
She
him.
can't stay away from me. He's so
I
sexy.
know. I'm gonna pester him. Just ask him that question, like, why? Was
did
this-
you really shit on a rock?
I know.
He's all damn
I'm
right.
gonna go
talk
after
about that.
him so much that he's gonna be like, it's just like another Indiana Jones fan, and then I'm
Yeah.
gonna be like, guess what, Sliders.
Sliders, motherfucker.
He's got a lot to say about it. He's pretty mad about the show, how it went, and because of like they ignored his suggestions and such.
Because it
There's
seemed
a lot
like
of
he
interviews
liked
with
doing
him.
it, right? He liked doing it.
He
until,
loved it. He loved doing it, but they kept making the episodes more crazy, and he kept getting upset with the writers, and like even the other cast members, like remember him throwing tantrums on set, like calling them stupid and stuff. The writers.
Yeah,
So he's like, "I was Sala. I know what I'm saying."
I think he wanted them to lean like into more of like scientific stuff.
Yeah, way more like scientific based, and really go like deep into the deep sci-fi type stuff.
Yeah.
Oh, maybe more like a fringe kind of area.
Yeah, for sure.
Yeah.
That was another great show.
Did X-Files, because these kind of ran around the same time, X-Files and this, did X-Files ever do collaboration episodes? Like, did they ever do a crossover episode of anything?
No, I don't think
Do you
they
think
ever.
they
I don't
ever
think
thought
so.
of doing one with Sliders?
That would have
Since
been
they were on the
cool.
same
That would have
network,
been
and
great,
they're both
yeah.
kind of like sci-fi, and it could have been like a whole.
I don't know how you cross those over is the thing.
Obviously, they
'cause
go into a world.
I guess
where
they would-
X-Files it just exists.
I guess where they
Yeah.
kind of run into them on that
Mhm.
world. That would have been
Yeah,
cool.
That'd have been interesting.
Or like Mulder has to investigate a sighting of a UFO, and he finds out it was just a wormhole.
Yeah.
Oh,
Yeah,
something
that would
like
have been
that.
cool.
Yeah.
I feel like
we
now
could
they
write a
would've
spec
definitely done that.
script if you guys want to send it to the studio.
I have an idea for the
Just
show in the
time.
90s.
Well, if they didn't even take Jerry O'Connell's script.
Oh
Yeah.
yeah,
I'm sure they
the
didn't
one they
want
turned
that.
into a comic.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I'm sure they didn't want. I'm sure they didn't want anybody. Like the writers were just like, nah, man, it's just us, and that's it.
Well, thanks for having me on. This was fun.
No problem.
Oh, thanks for coming.
And if anybody out there wants to check out his podcast, it's Macabre Cast.
Yeah, we have a new episode coming out this week. Ghost theme park stories or haunted theme park stories.
I know. I think I wanted to be on that one, and then we went to go see Shaun of the Dead, and I caught like the last part of it on Twitch when
it's understandable. I'd skip it too for Shaun of the Dead. Shaun of the Dead's awesome.
You're like, sorry, Gabriel, you're on your own.
Yeah, anytime. Maybe Gabriel can come back on, and then we can do like a collab or something, and all be on together.
Yeah, I think he's.
Are there any spooky episodes of Sliders?
There is.
Oh,
yeah,
actually
there
is. Yeah.
Oh, there you go.
There's there's like some paranormal ones, and even like a zombie one too.
Something like that. Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh.
Yeah. So there's some.
Like, let me guess. Professor Arturo was the one who created.
Yeah. I created a zombie.
Yeah.
He's like, I did it first.
I did it first. It was me.
He's all, well, look at that. Look what I did.
What do you think of that, Mr. Mallory?
I know. Oh, he also, in that part where everybody's kind of crowding Mallory, Professor Arturo also seems a bit upset that they're not crowding him, right?
Well, then they are.
Before they say something, he's kind of like, this fool?
Someone says like, "Oh, my wife has all your books, all your lectures," and he's like, "Oh, your wife? Tell me more about your wife.
Is she hot?
Do you have a picture?"
So I'm sure if he created like some sort of zombie like serum, he'd be like, "Oh, look what I did."
Yeah.
So great.
Yeah.
All right.
Well,
another one in the bag.
Yeah, another one down. Next episode is going to be the weaker sex, which this little lady will be taking over hosting duties.
Nice. All right.
For this episode, since it's
just
for this episode because it's all about women power.
Now only one episode you get to take over. Because I'm the man, and you have to do what I say.
We're not on that planet.
Well, you get a taste of it for this next episode.
Yeah, just a little bit.
All right, man. Thanks for coming on.
Yeah, thank you.
We'll see you on the next. We'll see everybody on the next world.
Bye, everybody.
Bye.
Thank you for tuning in. Be sure to follow us on Instagram and TikTok at Sliding Through Dimensions for updates and extra content. And don't forget to subscribe so you won't miss out on new episodes dropping every other week. Until next time, see you in another dimension.